Welcome back to the podcast. Today, I have a very special guest, SVL, one of the greats of North America and Tekken in the you're in the Vegas scene, right?
Yeah, that's correct. That's correct.
The oldest game I can find from you on StartGG is from Street Fighter V. So is that the start of your competitive career, or have you been playing even before that?
Well, so I've been playing fighting games since I was like a kid, not competitively, obviously,
Mm-hmm.
but it was my dad that got me into fighting games around like when I was in kindergarten. His friends would be playing fighting games after they would be hooping at the park, and think I can't determine the timeline of it, but it
Mm-hmm.
has to be either Tekken Tag 1 or CVS one that piqued my interest of fighting games. But I didn't
Okay.
get that. The first fighting game that I got ever was Tekken Tag 1. And since then, I've just been hooked onto fighting games. But
Mm-hmm.
when it comes to competitive, um, I actually went to Evo first starting in 2012, back when it was at
Okay.
Caesar's Palace, and it was free at that time. So heard from it from my cousin who told my mom, and
Mm-hmm.
then my mom told me and my brother about it. And once we experienced Evo, we were just hooked. Like we weren't there competitively, but seeing the competition and everybody with the like-mindedness of enjoying fighting games as much as we do,
Mm-hmm.
that was that hooked us in. But Street Fighter Five, I would say yes, is my first like competitive game.
Mm-hmm.
But I did try to take Marvel versus Capcom 3 or UMVC 3 a little bit
Okay.
seriously. I decided to, but my team was not good at all. It was not meta,
Mm-hmm.
nothing like that. So, but that was the game that I tried to take a little bit seriously, and then Street Fighter 5 was my first competitive one. So you're right, the Start GG is accurate, and as you know now, I'm not a competitive Street Fighter player, as you can see. Uh, Tekken is still my favorite fighting game series of all
Mm-hmm.
time, and it's carried itself over competitively as well.
Mm-hmm. Um, what made you compete in Street Fighter V then first?
Um, well, I know. Well, honestly, the biggest thing was my brother. He was in military at the time,
Mm-hmm.
and we had a funny trade. He wanted our PS3 while he was out in military training, and that was all the fighting games that we had on there at the time too, because the PS4 just came out, so there was Mortal Kombat X and Street Fighter 5, I think, that just came out around that
Oh,
time.
okay.
And so, but we had like Ultra Street Fighter 4, Tekken Tag 2, Under Night, EXE Late, all Blaze Blue, just all of that. He wanted to play it, so I was like, okay, I'll let you have the PS3 if you could just get me a PS4, and then as a trade because it's a lot of fighting games. We
Yeah,
both liked it
yeah.
though. So yeah, I'm like, you get all these games, I'll just get Street Fighter 5 and Mortal Kombat. I think it's fair. So
Mm-hmm.
I got Street Fighter 5 and I ended up really liking it because back in Ultra Street Fighter 4, I really liked playing that game too, and I really liked watching the competition at Evo for it.
Mm-hmm.
So uh, I think I wanted to have Street Fighter 5 as my gateway into playing competitively because in Street Fighter 4 I couldn't really do that. I'm not used
Yeah.
to the one frame links and everything like that, the high execution.
Yeah,
But I
yeah.
did like watching it. But Street Fighter 5, yeah, I was really enjoying M Bison and Nikali competitively at that time. I think I
Okay.
even entered I think it was 2018 or 2017 Combo Breaker that I entered and competed. I don't know if that's what you saw as
I
my
think
entrance, but
I think it says Evo of
oh,
I think
yeah, yeah.
2018 or 2017.
But yeah, it was definitely like Street Fighter 5, and Street Fighter 5 came out right before Tekken 7 did, so
Mm-hmm.
Street Fighter 5 was my officially first foray into competitive fighting games.
Okay. So then after Street Fighter 5 comes out, and then yeah, Tekken 7 came out, I think the next year or so. Did you like you say that Tekken is your favorite like fighting game? Did you like Tekken Tag, or I guess you couldn't play Tekken Tag 2 at that time, which was before Tekken 7. But like when Tekken 7 came out, were you immediately like, nah, I'm dropping Street Fighter, like Tekken is it, like this is the best?
Kind of, I'd say. Think I think I liked both games, to be honest, but I was just more entranced with the gameplay of Tekken 7 and the
Mm-hmm.
characters. Of course, like I like M Bison and Nikali and all that and all the other characters, but um Tekken 7 just felt a lot better to play, and I had more of I just felt more appeal towards Tekken 7's characters and its roster.
Mm-hmm.
So like with Lee and King and all that, Lee is my main, but
Yeah.
back then when I was younger, um I didn't play only Lee. King was actually one of the characters I played a lot frequently too, because I liked the whole Tiger Mask luchador
Yeah.
trope that he had going on. He just looked so cool. But Lee
Mm-hmm.
also just looked really cool because he was just very stylish and attractive. I was just a little kid at the time.
Yeah,
Like cool
yeah.
silver haired guy, got really cool kicks going on. So,
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
but yeah,
my
overall, I think was. Oh, sorry,
no, you're good. You're good. You can go.
you're asking.
I was gonna say
Oh yeah, I
my
was saying.
follow-up question was gonna be like what made you want to choose a specific main, but I guess you answered it.
Yeah, yeah, that's true. It kind of depends, honestly, because I like going for like in like 2D fighters, kind of like the brawler archetype,
Hmm.
or like the strong women kind of archetype. So I don't play her like super competitively, but um, I did play Lydia for a little bit in the beginning of T8 when she came. Um, and then when Street Fighter 6 came out, I mained Marisa.
Oh
That's who
boy.
I played. Yeah. And then in
No
City of the
DI.
Wolves, I wanted to play Kevin, but he just required a bit more effort when the
Hmm.
game, and I wanted to do decent in my Evo pools when I signed up for it, so I decided to just play Andy instead. Also, he
Hmm.
kind of had like a pretty boy aesthetic to it too, but it just depends. First, it would be aesthetically if the character looks cool or not. Uh, if they fit like some sort of like brawler kind of archetype style.
Yeah.
Um, and then after that, if their move set matches how I would like to play the game, then
Hmm.
that's when I like would stick with them. Because I
Okay.
remembered there'd be some times where some characters would look cool, but it when I played them, it wasn't clicking with me, so I wasn't. It felt
Hmm.
sad when that would happen, but that's what it was like. Like Alex with Third Strike, I liked Alex's aesthetic in Third Strike, but couldn't play him. So
Hmm. Yeah. I don't know. For me, like when I've picked mains in fighting games, I usually work like backwards, kind of what you said. Like in Tekken, I'm also a dirty Dragunov player, and it's
that's
like,
on my boyfriend's a drag main, so it's okay.
yeah, I get coaching from your boyfriend actually. Um,
Oh yeah, I think you guys just had one recently from
yeah,
what I
like
heard.
last week, but
Nice. Nice.
like, yeah, I'm like, oh, Drag's running 2 looks really cool. So I pick a
Yeah,
character and I just like spam that move. And or like if I were a Lee player, I'd probably like use back 4 and nothing else. Just like the dopamine hit of getting counter hit back
yeah,
4 and sending
yeah.
them to
Back
the moon.
four. Yeah, counter hit down three. Yeah, just landing
Yeah.
all those counter hit moves is just very, very satisfying. And he's definitely one of those characters where he's a very counter hit heavy reward kind of character. So
Hmm.
it makes sense. I mean, I play him for that too. Anytime 1+2 hits, back four hits, or down three hits on counter hit, I'm like, ah, this is great. Or even
Yeah.
4 4 4 4 when that
Hmm.
hits, yeah, it's great. He's a great character. He's not bad,
do
despite what
you
people are saying.
do you like Tekken 7 Lee or Tekken 8 Lee more?
Hmm. I like I like both, to be honest, because I just like Lee in general as a
Mm-hmm.
character. I did like what Tekken 7 Lee had to bring. Um, he had a really cool rage drive where if you just hit it from while standing 2-3 or just by itself, it was a
Mm-hmm.
launcher in rage drive back in 7. Um, he still had a really good hit all around, a good down forward 1, counter hit down 3, um, magic 4 back then. Still technically a magic 4, but
Yeah.
there's more commitment to the string. But back then you could just do one singular 4 and then that was it.
Yeah,
So,
yeah.
and the execution of him back in 7, is technically a little bit more difficult. They made inputs a bit more lenient in Tekken 8 when it comes to that kind of stuff. And then, in Heat, one of the special things is that you don't even have to be too precise with it. So you can
Yeah.
just do the perfect input moves as long as you kind of just mash it.
Mm-hmm.
But Tekken 7 Lee was very rewarding. And then he also had like that full um, like Law and Shaheen at the time. Now it's
Yeah.
been changed to uh, where it's not a knockdown slide, but he could continue his offense from +5. But I think with similar to all the other characters that moved from Tekken 7 to Tekken 8, this is like I think one of his best versions of himself because just the increase in accessibility of being able to use his moves. Actually,
Mm-hmm.
with them making wall running moves easier, they made his wall running 3-4 a lot easier to do
Yeah.
up close in Tekken 7. That was like if you saw somebody do that from up close, it's like, oh, they got the execution for that. Even
Yeah,
Acid
yeah.
Rain, I feel like Acid Rain's gotten a little easier to um, execute in this game as well.
Mm-hmm.
So not as rewarding, but it's still technically there.
Mm-hmm. I think it's interesting with like Lee specifically that like I thought he was decent in season 1 and then season 2 came out and everyone was like, oh, Lee is dead, and then out of nowhere I feel like people started just like on
Scratch
Twitter.
that. Let me backpedal. Yeah, it's just he was great in season 2. I think it's mainly because some of the stuff that he had. I know some people had like the heat dash strong air like heat
Yeah.
dash strong arrow tailspin at the wall with down forward 4-4 at the wall. That was kind of crazy. And I know there was some other stuff, but one of the things from going to season 1 to season 2 that I wanted for him was
Mm-hmm.
better heat moves. And then in season 2, they gave that to him. So I'm just
Yeah,
like, oh
yeah.
my gosh, they actually gave him like good heat moves, and that actually because one of his heat moves was like his old rage drive, which was
Mm-hmm.
homing. And then it's 0 on block. Now it's +2 this season. It lost its homing. But just the fact that it was a 16 frame homing, it would just be step and it just felt like a shotgun hit your face because
Yeah.
homing move hit you and I get a guaranteed like follow up damage from that.
Mm-hmm.
It was fun. That was also like that also was a dopamine hit whenever that landed too. So
Yeah.
he's just been a fun character, and I think he's just been getting better and better moves. And then they gave him similar to Law, like the down forward 3-2-3, the 14 frame counter hit launcher
Yeah.
heat dash back in season 2. So now they got rid of it for him and based generally everybody else when it comes to 14 frame heat dash launchers.
Yeah.
So that's been removed out of the game completely. Um, but when he did have it, that was also fun to hit as well. So
Yeah.
I've been I've been one of the people to always say that Lee has been in a good state, mainly because I just really like the character.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
if anytime somebody's like, "Why do you think Lee is good?" I give them my reasoning, and I feel like it's valid enough. People can argue if he's not good or not, but
Mm-hmm.
I'm on the side of Lee is a strong character.
Yeah. I mean, I think in Tekken 8 pretty much everyone's a strong character. It's just
Yeah, it's hard to say that they're not, right? It's just who is stronger of the
yeah.
strong at this point, right?
Yeah. And I feel like the tier list that people kind of generalize varies like so differently. Like even at the
Mhm.
beginning of season 2, I feel like a lot of people were saying like characters like, oh, Drag is dead. And then towards the end of season 2, I feel like they didn't change anything about him, but everyone kind of realized, oh, he's actually still busted. And then he's still,
Yeah.
everyone thinks he's top tier still in season 3, so it's like everyone's good.
Mhm. And then we
um
just saw the rise of Anna and stuff like that, and Brian's been on people's hit list as well when it
yeah.
comes to like being top tier character. So per- per- uh, perspectives can change, and the
Hmm.
meta changes over time. And now we'll also see when Kunimitsu comes out if they're going to do any more balance changes too. So we'll see how the whole tier dynamic changes. But I feel like Evo Japan this year really highlighted how um, strong characters don't always equate to the tournament results,
Hmm.
because obviously we saw Ikari take that with
Yeah.
Kazuya, and Kazuya is also a strong character, but like we talked about earlier, every character is like strong in this game. But we
Hmm.
saw AK with Shaheen utilizing the new like input canceling that you can do with his like dash cancel or crouch cancel movement.
Yeah.
And then yeah, it was just a really good top 8 and just showed a diversity of characters. I know there was a few Bryans and stuff like that, but Ulsan pulled out Drag, Azu. So
Yeah.
it was really
It's
cool.
definitely nice to see a bigger variation aside from the
All
Ana
Annas that
garbage.
one. Yeah. Yeah, the all Anna. Yeah. So it was just it was very refreshing. So I'm hoping that Tekken 8 continues towards a good direction, especially with the patch that happened and the reception that Evo Japan got.
Hmm.
Fingers crossed, but regardless, I will still like the game because it's Tekken.
Yeah, for sure. So now moving into a different kind of topic, do you think there are any challenges of being a female in the FGC?
Mm. So like being a woman, you know, there's been a lot of for me personally, I feel like the challenge is, wanting to prove yourself, and it kind
Hmm.
of sucks because you kind of have to be a certain level in the game to be perceived as like part of the scene sometimes, right? If you don't play at a certain level, sometimes you're perceived as like a tourist in the game, or like,
Yeah.
oh, you're not really like a fighting gamer, when in reality there's also there who are just as bad, if not worse, when it comes to gaming. So I feel like the expectation of how good we have to be sometimes gets skewed.
Hmm.
This girl plays, then she has to be somewhat decent at this game. I feel like that stigma has kind of has like been getting better over time. I feel like we've been getting more and more accepted, you
Hmm.
know. Um Jam Slam has been doing a lot to like bring in casual audiences when it comes to like popular content streamers and stuff like that playing fighting games. Um, we saw PDX helping out Lily Pichu, and she was
Yeah.
improving and getting better at the game and stuff. Yeah, SK was getting better.
Hmm.
Amor plays King and Tekken, and I think Honda and Street Fighter. They were all like improving and doing really well in the game, right? But
Hmm.
I feel like there are still struggles of like, oh my gosh, it's a girl playing a fighting game.
Yeah, yeah.
When it's just like I've been hearing it since I started playing, like even since like Street Fighter 5 days, right?
Hmm.
So it's still there, but I feel like it's not as bad.
Yeah.
And it's just really nice to see a lot more girls present and presenting themselves as part of the scene in different ways, because you don't have to be good at the game to enjoy fighting games.
Yeah.
You're more than welcome to just mash buttons and like the game for the sake of it being the game. So,
Hmm.
there was a girl that I fought at CEO in bracket. Her name's Babe Ruthless. She does really great YouTube content,
Hmm.
and then there's also cosplayers, of course, really great
Yeah.
cosplayers.
Hmm.
I just think it just needs to be more open minded that girls can don't have to always be good at the game, and they can also be passionate about fighting games in different ways,
Mm-hmm.
whether that be through their artwork, through cosplay, through content creation on a casual level, or even competitive level,
Yeah.
anything of that sort. So
Nice.
that's my thought
Well,
on that.
well then I guess this leads right into my next question of what advice would you give someone who's new to the scene that wants to participate in either the competitive scene or just like the general fighting game community?
Yeah, so I think for somebody that's new, um, regardless of skill level, I think just be comfortable with getting your foot in the door when it comes to these things. So look up casuals that are nearby your place, whether it be like on Challenge or Start GG, or if you can find some way to. There's different ways that you can get into the fighting game scene, right? It sometimes it comes in like the oddest of places. Sometimes maybe you could check your local community college or just universities. Some of them have like an esports collegiate program where they include fighting games.
Mm-hmm.
Um, a lot of my friends back at UNLV, we would just chill in the game room and bring our setups, and then we would take over one of the gaming TVs in the gaming lounge, and over time, just other people who would check out the game room would see us playing fighting games, and they're like, "Oh my gosh, people play the game here!" And then people just
Mm-hmm.
showed up, hang out, and
Yeah.
became friends because we all like enjoyed fighting games, but
Mm-hmm.
wasn't expecting to see other people really build up interest like that at like college, which is pretty cool. And
Mm-hmm.
then I think, like I said, start GG challenge, be comfortable with finding offline events because um, offline, the offline environment is really different from the online environment. I know sometimes people conflate how people interact on social media and behave on in real life, when like
Yeah.
the reality is that you know offline people are a lot more chill
Yeah.
and
Yeah, for
a
sure.
lot more welcoming. Yeah, so not be intimidated and be okay with just letting people know that like you're new. Don't be afraid to ask for games. Don't be afraid to ask questions.
Mm-hmm.
You might come across some people who might like be a sour grape in the bunch, definitely, but overall, I think the reason why I've been able to stay in the scene for this long is because I've personally just had good experiences with
Mm-hmm.
my local scene and just going abroad, like Combo Breaker, tournaments in SoCal, like when Wednesday Night Fights was still a thing at Esports Arena in Santa Ana,
Mm-hmm.
all that stuff where Alex Valle was still running stuff. Yeah, it just felt like I had a good time still.
Nice.
So just don't be afraid. Just get your foot in that door and just talk to people, and don't be afraid to ask for advice. And then if being competitive is what you want to do, I mean, feel free to also check out coaching too.
It works.
Cause yeah, yeah, because coaching it works, right? But not only that, but you're getting perspective from a high level player who has been in the scene also and traveled to all these offline events that they can give you a perspective and some insight,
Mhm.
how to participate in these events and stuff like that.
Yeah, for
I think
sure.
I think that's another cool thing. So
Mhm.
that's what I think. Offline, offline. I believe in the offline. Yeah.
Yeah, for sure. And it's like I've only been to a couple locals by me, and then I was at Evo last year, and it is you would think that everyone from Twitter would be there and would everyone be an asshole, but
Hmm.
99% of people are pretty chill and are there to have a good
Yeah,
time.
they're just having a good time. They'll see some silly interaction happen in Tekken or any other game. They'll tease about it, anything like that. They'll get hype over certain things,
Mhm.
and it's just really fun seeing all that. I know, for example, with Core, right? They do the pre-Evo event with like the
Yep.
bragging rights team before Evo at that Cinnabar, and I
Hmm.
feel like that's a really good example of like just it's more so predominantly Tekken, but it does demonstrate how great the community can be, even though everybody's coming from all different walks of life, different areas where it's just like you get all these high level competitive players because they're competing for the dojo points, but you also get people there who are there for like the $5 wings and beer and alcohol
Yeah.
and just vibing before the big event, right? So,
Yeah, yeah.
and everyone's having a good time. So, I think it's just take your chances, check out the offline, see what opportunities are there for you.
Hmm.
Like I said, there's also like colleges possibly they have like collegiate programs. See if those people are like minded and might have something there for you too.
Hmm. But all right. Well, thank you so much for coming on the podcast. This has been awesome getting to hear like your background and stuff. Before
Yeah.
we wrap up, is there anything that we can expect to be seeing you in at some point in the near future? And is there anything that you want to shout out?
Yeah, you will probably see me at Combo Breaker for sure. And I think
Hmm.
June, there's a lot of stuff lined up. I think and it's like weekend after weekend. I think it's like DIY, then it's Chain Shift, and then Evo. And that's like 3 weekends straight. So
Hmm.
I'll definitely be there. And I just want to give a shout out to the local Vegas FGC here, and obviously to my boyfriend, Fear of Silence, who I know we've gone viral after Level Up
Yeah,
Expo from that. But yeah, that, my family as well. So that's my shout outs right there. And yeah, thank you for having me on this podcast. I appreciate this opportunity.
of course, of course. Well, thank you for coming on.